All right, good afternoon, Wing. You've got Colonel Perron here and Chief Reiter, and we have a special guest today, Chief.
We do. It's our 13th Peggy Podcast, and we have one of our very own special guests, Master Sgt. Kayla McWalter, who will be speaking to us later on in the podcast about our women's panel and our Special Observations Committee.
Yeah, we're super excited to learn more about that awesome event that we've got planned for this UTA. Before we get started, Chief, though, I wanted to just say thank you to our members in the wing that took part this past Tuesday in the honorable transfer of Captain Casey on his return home to the state of New Hampshire. I couldn't be more proud, Chief, of our airmen that came in and participated in that somber event, but I know one that the family greatly appreciated. And I just want to say thank you to the wing for coming out and supporting that event this past Tuesday.
Yes, sir. We have the best airmen in all of the Air National Guard, and they continue to always react when we need them the most. And in this situation, we lined Newington Ave with well over 100 airmen. We had some soldiers in there as well to pay the proper respects to that family and to the member. And big shout out to the airmen for coming out and doing that.
Yeah, and for those that are wondering, there are calling hours throughout this week in Dover, and then the funeral will take place this Saturday in the town of Rye.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, thanks again. We do appreciate that. I know, Chief, moving on, you just got back from a trip down to El Salvador.
I did. So it was my first experience ever going down with our state partnership program and was able to take part in a 4-day event in El Salvador. And the highlight of that event was our air show. The key event of the air show was, of course, the KC-46 flyover led by operations group. So a great event. But we went down, did some key leader engagements with the ambassador and some higher up military officials, and then we're able to go see their Ilopango air show, see how their military interacts with their U.S. citizens, and then for us to show our air power and as well as bring down the 39th Army Band to do 2 concerts there. So it was an outstanding event. It was eye-opening for me to see the country, to immerse in that culture, as well as see how important the state partnership program is and the soft power that the United States can project by just going down and interacting. It was a really good event and something I encourage all of our airmen to get involved with, and something I'll be a little more active and vocal now that I understand a little bit better. But what a great event, and it's always great to fly in the 46, spend a little time with the air crew, and see what they do. So it was great.
And I know, Chief, coming back from that experience that you were able to take part in, now looking at the next year plus on the different events and engagements that we have in El Salvador, and I know you're going to work with the different squadrons, and there should be some great opportunities for our airmen to take part in our SPPs, both in El Salvador and Cabo Verde.
Absolutely, and the one thing I want to foot stomp is we're not looking for the specific AFSC to go get engaged in state partnership. We're looking for the right people that can go and represent the state, represent the wing, and be those ambassadors of us to go out and build those partnerships. So yes, sir, I will look at those future engagements and make sure we have the right airmen there, and we're representing the air as best we can.
That's great. Well, next Friday, 1st of March, I'm going to have the pleasure and opportunity to go down and take part in the retirement of Major General Ferris, who's retiring on the 1st of March down at the Pentagon. General Lowe, the Director of the Air National Guard, will be the presiding officer. So I'm looking forward to going down there and representing the wing for a storied career of General Ferris. So I know that she has touched many on this base, and our airmen are looking forward to the event that she'll hold in June, where she'll have a celebration to honor her legacy here at the wing and her retirement at the mission's end during the June UTA. So more to follow on which day it will be and the time, but I just wanted to let our folks know that General Ferris will be retiring on the 1st of March.
And she'll be sorely missed. She's done so much for the Air National Guard enterprise and for this state, and is an inspiration and generally an awesome individual. So we'll miss her a lot.
Yes, that is a true statement, Chief.
Yep.
We have a busy UTA plan.
Of course, every UTA is busy. We kick it off really with Friday is kind of the start of the UTA. So just want to let the airmen know out there, the Chiefs group's meeting on Friday, and we have the luxury of facilitating the government purchase card kickback funds for the wing commander. And so this month we'll be voting on those items that we can go and make the base better, make airmen's lives better. So if you have an idea that you want to see something around base, please get with your supervisor, get with your chief, bring up the idea. We're not looking for a 100% plan. We're looking for ideas, and we can help you along the way. So please spread the word. We really want to find items that really impact airmen and make their lives better. Once again, we're voting that on Friday, and then we'll really transition into the MCS, which is a great way to kind of kick off and set the tone for the drill weekend. And then we start drill officially on Saturday, have a great lineup during Saturday, but really our key event on Saturday is our 1400 annual women's panel, and that's why we brought our guest speaker here today to talk about. So, Sergeant McWalter, what do you got for us?
All right. Well, thank you, Chief and Colonel Perron, for having me. Really excited about this year's women's panel. It'll be held March 2nd, 1400 in the Loy. We have about 7 women attending for the panel. To name a few, we have Lori Waltz from Seacoast Leadership, Officer Cassidy from Portsmouth PD, PJ Whitney from the ESGR, who was also the first female navigator here at Pease, Major Master Batista, one of our own, and on the Army side, we have First Sergeant Carolina Compton coming as well. We've extended the invitation to both the Army National Guard and the UNH ROTC, ROTC. And really the purpose of this event is to learn different challenges and triumphs from influential, impactful women in our community. So we're really excited for this event, and looking forward, we have a plethora of other events for the year. Coming up in Q2, we have the Color Run, which we put on last year for Pride Month. That was a great event. We get to run through a bunch of color bombs and just have fun and cheers to each other at Missions End at the end. So it was a great event, and excited to do that again this year. Looking further into the year, we are planning an event in September for Hispanic Heritage Month, and in December, some sort of participation with the holiday events in Winter Carnival. And we're looking for individuals of the wing to come and help with those events and really get their ideas out there and how we can observe these observances.
Yeah, so looking forward to this Saturday. Unfortunately, we had this event set up last year, and of course, we had a nor'easter. It felt like the only snowstorm we had happened on the day of this event. So this is kind of our way to reset that and get that going again. It's going to be a great event. The Loy can fit 160 plus folks, so please come out, support the Special Operations Committee. Come out, hear some great motivational stories from some female leaders out there, and it's really a great way to kind of expand your horizons. And then going to the Color Run, which you brought up last June, that was such a fun event. Looking to grow that. Wear your white shirts. Be prepared to get sprayed in the face with chalk. Really, really good time. So the Special Observation Committee has a 3-year plan of different events to really kind of, get different cultures out there, get the wing exposed to different things, and put people out of their comfort zone and really kind of see the different things out there. So a lot of work on your part. Really looking forward to it, and please come out and support that this UTA.
Yeah, Chief, you couldn't have said it any better. I had the opportunity 2 years ago when we had the women's panel to go and observe what was presented, and it was an eye-opener for me. And again, to understand the perspective, I think is very important for everyone. And I look forward this year. We're going to have it open on Teams as a additional way to get that information out, and for our airmen that aren't able to come to the Loy, we'll have that Teams link sent out so they'll be able to at least take part and get a better understanding.
Absolutely. So that rolls into the Saturday afternoon. Following the women's panel, we're going to have a promotion of Chief Master Sergeant Maria Main to Chief Master Sergeant at 1500. And then rolling right into Sunday, another packed day. Of course, we have our AFSC training, right? Our focus there to focus on readiness. We also have some classes set up by our HRA to get our airmen well-rounded, an emotional intelligence class, as well as a unconscious bias class. Also on that day, our legal office is hosting the Progressive Boot Camp all day, and it's really targeted towards first-line supervisors and what are the steps to take to correct any behaviors, to get our airmen back on track and make sure they're successful in the career. And then we kind of round out the day with the ATAG, General Pegoric, hosting a CGO all-call for all of our company-grade officers at 2:30 in the afternoon in the Airmen Center. So packed day, a great day to develop airmen, great day to develop our frontline supervisors, our CGOs, and really kind of focus on getting better as a whole.
Yeah, and I know, Chief, once we get through, it's hard to believe March already, talking about the March drill, days are getting longer. We'll have daylight savings the following weekend, which will be great. And then looking towards April UTA, I know that's our big focus with our AFRIGEN deployments coming up for our ops and maintenance group. We've got our block training scheduled, so just to let our airmen know, that's as we look forward, not past the March drill, but as we progress into April, that's what the focus will be on.
Absolutely. 6-7 April, we have our block training, a 2-day event there for our mainly it's our maintenance and ops, but there's a few other units that are partaking in that as well. So that's really where we focus on that readiness training and really getting those requirements knocked out, the medical requirements, deployment requirements, if you have CBRN or CADM or any of those there, especially as we look towards the future, whether it's AFRIGEN or RCP, just a great way to make sure we're ready and focus on our number one priority. So absolutely, yes, sir.
And then as we go into May and June timeframe, we have our UEI inspection.
Yes, sir.
That will be at the end of the month, which you and I both know, Chief. We will be very successful there, showing AMC and the Air National Guard that we're a unit of compliance. And I look forward to having that inspection behind us as we move forward into the summer.
Yes, sir. So 29th of May, the AMC capstone team arrives on base, and they leave the 5th of June. So it really kind of, it's over a week long and really encapsulates the June UTA. And just like you said, it's really to measure we're doing our day-to-day job. And like Colonel Perron and I said over a year ago, we're not looking for perfection, right? We're looking for continuous progress, and everyone is empowered to make those changes at your level. So it's about continuously improving, looking at what you're doing are we doing it the right way? Are we following the AFIs? And then most importantly, are we documenting? That's where we see a lot of the issues. We do the job very well. We forget to give ourselves credit. So looking forward to the capstone. The wing is great. We're focused, and we're going to get after it.
All right, Chief. Our time is starting to wrap up, but before we go, I think we have a few shout-outs that we wanted to cover down on. And I'll kick it off. I'll start with our 260th Air Traffic Control Squadron. So a huge shout-out to the 260th for being selected as the Air National Guard's Air Traffic Control Squadron of the Year.
Absolutely. They absolutely crushed it, and reading their accomplishments is amazing. And then add in, they did it in like 95-degree weather because they had no AC in there. It's amazing what they were able to accomplish, and amazing what they do 24 hours a day, 7 days a week as the busiest ATC tower in the state. Yeah,
I think that's a little-known fact that they, year to year, 60,000 plus takeoff and landings that are controlled by our 260th Air Traffic Controller. So job well done there. But we also had our own Sergeant Kayla Booth, who was recognized as the Air Traffic Control Trainer of the Year. And really, this was an acknowledgement of Sergeant Booth's deployment that he recently came back from, and all the amazing things he did while supporting the CENTCOM commanders at a very busy location. So well done, Sergeant Booth. Couldn't be more proud of you and your entire squadron with the 260th.
Absolutely. Congratulations to you, Sergeant Booth. And then we had another outstanding member in the MSG participate in our Best Warrior competition. That's a really heavily Army-dominated competition, but Airman Roberts from Security Forces went out and absolutely crushed it. He scored second overall in the Night Land Nav, second highest on the written test, and he was third in the Ruck March, only behind the El Salvador Special Forces. So he scored really high in shooting, and I was told he beat the Army in every component. So really proud of Airman Roberts, proud that he represented the wing, and I love a little competition between the green and the blue, so it's always happy when we end up on top.
Well, that's great. Friendly competition, but one we'll certainly, every time we see our Army brothers and sisters, we'll remind them of.
Absolutely, yes, sir.
All right, Chief. Well, hey, I appreciate it. Another Peggy podcast for our folks. As always, if you have anything else that you would like to hear from the Chief and I, please let us know. And thank you very much for our special guest today, Sergeant McWalter.